permanent supportive housing is basically trying to find the most vulnerable youth, 18 to 24 years old, and get them housed, basically. These are youth that have gone through pretty intense, complex serial traumas throughout their lives. They may come from residential treatment when they were younger. They have been in the juvenile justice system, and most of them are homeless, but they are the most vulnerable youth in our community that are really hard to get a hold of, and because they have been through so much in their lives, once they become that age, they don't really have the resources and they don't really have the desire to be involved in services. So we work with something called the coordinated entry system, which basically identifies the most vulnerable youth, 18 to 24, and tries to work with landlords throughout the community and house them, and then we provide intensive clinical services around them to support them, to teach them budgeting skills, to teach them how to make sure they pay their rent, to make sure that, and to try to help them find jobs, and basically teach them all the things that maybe they didn't learn growing up. So when I say complex serial trauma, these are youth that were born into situations where they had a lot of bad things happen to them, and that means that their health outcomes in the long run are going to be very, very poor. Most likely. It's not all the time. It's statistically speaking, though, they're going to have a harder time in life. They're going to have a harder time with the criminal justice system. They're going to have a harder time with needing mental health treatment. They're going to have a harder time with a lot of physical health problems, which leads to dying earlier in life. So they may be more likely to smoke. They may be more likely to eat unhealthily and develop diabetes. They may, and then for a lot of them, they end up using substances and alcohol to kind of numb the pain of what they've gone to. So when I say complex serial trauma, it is many, many things that have happened to them that aren't allowing them to move forward in their life. So what our hope is with the permanent supportive housing program is that these youth who have gone through these have very high ACE scores, and we're hopeful to, if we wrap the intensive clinical services around them, then that we're able to stabilize them, and they're able to take care of themselves without needing supports, without going into the correctional system, without needing, and then having longer lifespan too, and a healthier life in general.